Hey, welcome to Wheel Good Time. Today we're going to be unboxing the Begode Mten Mini, their smallest EUC ever. This demo unit is provided by Next Gen Mobility, the world's best value PEV dealer. Check them out at nextgenmobility.org. Let's get into it. In typical Begode fashion, I don't see any sort of user manual. And a little baby charger. This thing is so cute and tiny. This thing is actually kind of heavy for its size. Surprisingly, seems just kind of beefy. The pads here that looks like I'm going to have to adhere myself. We have some bumped pedals here. Don't let anyone fool you and call them spiked pedals. We got little bumps along here that fold almost all the way up. Looks like it should be sufficient though. I like these pads, how we have some pretty thick and stiff foam here that I think is going to protect the wheel pretty well. So let's get these pads on and then we're going to fire this bad boy up. So on the Mini, we've got a really fat tire here. This is surprisingly fat. If I had to take a guess, I would say this is probably like a go-kart tire. It's really rugged. We have two kickstand nubs that when you lay it down, it rests on these two edges here, not fully flat, which may be seen as a little bit of a gripe, but it's not a huge deal. Lifting this thing is not too hard. We've got a nice little carry handle. This does get in the way just a little bit when you're doing that, but it's not a big deal, especially since it's soft foam. The weight, this thing actually has a surprising amount of heft to it. Something that you will notice on this is a lack of a screen. We do not have a screen on here. I don't know what the purpose of that is. Maybe it's just because there is no space here, but as always, you can get all the information you need from EUC World or DarknessBot. And now, because Begode doesn't include instructions on how to take this out of transport mode, I'm going to have to wing it. And if I can't figure it out, I'm going to have to consult the internet like I do for literally every single time I get a brand new Begode EUC. Let's give it a try. I give up. I'm consulting the internet. This thing's not bad for using it indoors. Haven't tried it outdoors, but this thing is pretty nice. Riding this wheel for the very first time indoors was pretty nice. This is by no means as zippy as the Mten Mini's bigger sibling, the Mten 4, but it had plenty of punch for light riding on flat surfaces and slight inclines. Its free spin speed is a little over 11 miles per hour according to the Begode app, but according to their spec sheet, it should be 18 miles per hour. In reality, it tilts back at 7 miles per hour, and I was unable to change that within the Begode app. I was able to ride tilt back and hold about 8 to 9 miles per hour with no beeps whatsoever. I think this will hopefully be updated in a future update. All right, so my initial reactions on this wheel are that this wheel is really, really nice, and it seems like there's a lot of bang for your buck here. The 180 watt-hour version is the black one, and the more colorful version is the 98 watt-hour version, and that's the type that you can take on the plane. This is by all definitions a beginner wheel, or just something that people are going to be using inside. But since there's going to be a lot of beginners using this, I think that it's going to be really frustrating for a first timer to open up their package and then be unable to take it out of transport mode because there are no instructions for it. So that is a big negative, especially for it being a beginner wheel. Also, the final little annoyance that I found was the recession of the charge port here. It's just really difficult to pick out of there, especially if you have like no fingernails at all, or if you're someone that bites their nails, it's going to be virtually impossible to get the charge port cover off of there. But other than that, my initial impressions on this are very positive. I think this is a pretty solid addition to Begode's lineup. The annoyances that I found are mostly involved in the unboxing, where I had to slap on these pads all by myself, where it would have been really nice if they were already pre-adhered. It took me like 15 minutes or so to just pick off all of the adhesive and then put it on. It's just a little annoyance, no big deal though. Overall, I think this thing's nice. I like it. This thing is going to be good for kids and adults, and this is a really welcome addition to, I think, anyone's stable. If you're thinking about getting this wheel or any other EUC, check out nextgenmobility.org and make sure you use coupon code WheelGoodTime. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.